Hey everybody, we're back again to talk a little NFL
Football.
We are already up to week
5.
five. Man, we're already 5 weeks into the NFL season. But before we talk about week 5,
We have a little remembrance today.
yeah, well, a little remembrance today has been a sad day across the whole,
The
I
whole
don't
world.
know, the whole world probably, yeah. So today we lost
One of the greatest guitarists.
of all time, yeah. So today we lost Eddie Van Halen. So we'll just say a little quick remembrance for him because he's been one of my favorites my whole entire life. So and he's been one of your favorites too, ain't he?
Yeah, he is absolutely a master at what he does.
So we did want to say just a quick little.
This is for you, Eddie.
Just a little quick moment of silence for him, just for a couple seconds. And we better get back to some football because we need to recap week 4. We got to recap week 4 before we can jump into week 5. So we'll just jump in here, starting with the barn burner that was the Thursday night game.
The clown show that continues to show its face.
The Broncos with their third string quarterback
Throwing 3 interceptions.
threw 3. So one of them a pick 6 and still
Won.
beat the Jets.
Because the Jets this year are undisciplined.
They are horrible. Yeah, their defense.
6 personal fouls.
It was bad. The Jets are going to have some new leadership pretty soon because that's just.
That head coach is not doing anything.
That was
right
just bad.
right now.
I honestly thought the Jets might come together facing a team that was full of injuries, but no, this team may not win a game this year. The way that it looked, the way that looks, it was really, really bad.
Really ugly football there.
But let's jump into some more bad football. Let's talk about my Cowboys.
Okay, I give you full reins this segment to go off. You have full reins.
I just don't understand how you can have the talent that the Cowboys have with supposed to be one of the best quarterbacks, best wide receivers, and then behind that you got CeeDee Lamb, you got Michael Gallup, then you got one of the best running backs in there, you got Ezekiel Elliott.
And your defense, though, is the one thing that we need to talk about.
I don't know, but they had 2 turnovers. Is what got the Browns going. It's on the offense too. One thing, you want to tell you how bad it is. In all of the time that Jason Garrett was there, and I thought Jason Garrett was a mediocre coach. You want to know how many times he started out 1-3?
0.
0 times. So this is the worst. This is worse than what Garrett was doing. Of course, we did keep the same offensive coordinator. Way to go, Kellen Moore.
But that defense is played absolutely terrible.
It's just horrible. It's just, I don't want to get into it, but I don't want to waste too much time on it. But the Browns won 49-30. It is good to see the Browns 3-1 for the first time since 2001.
Yes.
So for the first time in 19 years, this is the best start the Browns has had in 19 years.
They found their identity in their run game. Let's see if they can.
Yeah, and Odell Beckham is finally catching passes.
And running passes.
And running. He's just, wow. The Cowboys gave up the most rushing yards in the history of the Dallas Cowboys.
302 or 307. I mean,
that's the most in the history of the Cowboys. No other defense has ever gave up that many rushing yards. So, anyways,
fix some things.
Let's get on past that. The Cowboys suck. Man, that's what they are. We had the Cardinals at your Panthers. How about your Panthers?
Ripping off 2 straight
Ripping off 2 straight wins. A little disappointing in the Cardinals because they started out so good and then they've sort of fell off the cliff the past 2 games, haven't they?
Yeah, they've underperformed their expectations, at least with DeAndre Hopkins coming in this year.
Yeah.
He was supposed to take a bigger leap.
Yeah, I think Kyler Murray, of course, he's still a young quarterback.
It's just a second season.
He's not quite there yet, even though Patrick Mahomes won the MVP in his second season.
But Patrick Mahomes
is Patrick Mahomes. And you don't get that many quarterbacks like that. But hey, hooray to the Panthers.
They finally found a defensive pass rush.
Yep, 31-21. And then we had, speaking of congrats, we had the Jaguars at the Bengals. Win number
1 for Joe Burrow as the quarterback of the Bengals.
Yeah, he said afterwards, it feels good to win.
And just like that, Minshew Mania just turned to dust.
Yeah, Minshew Mania's gone. They really didn't look that good until later in the game. They tried to come back a little bit. But, hey, congrats to the Bengals. Congrats to the Bengals. We will go on to the Saints at the Lions. Man, the Saints spotted the Lions 14 points and then scored...
Detroit pulled at Detroit. And
let them have 35 straight. Goodness gracious. Okay, we'll get 14 points, and then we're going to quit. And then we're going to let you get 35. And then we're going to try to come back at the end and not be able to. Doesn't that sound pretty normal?
Oh, my gosh.
But honestly, I was worried a little bit about the Saints starting out. They started out really, really slow. But then Alvin Kamara was Alvin Kamara and scored 35 points by himself almost. But
Yep.
the Saints are missing Michael Thomas. No joke, though. That WR1, their number one wide receiver, is causing some problems not having him in that lineup. He might be back this week, and we hope he is. I'd really like to see the Saints back on track and back up full steam again, just to see how good they really are, you know. It's hard to tell without Michael Thomas on there. But they still won 35-29. We had the Seahawks at the Dolphins.
The Seahawks were the Seahawks, and the Dolphins were the Dolphins.
The Dolphins gave them a little bit of trouble. I thought maybe the Dolphins might pull off a crazy miracle and beat them, but no.
Because Russell Wilson is still on a tear.
Russell Wilson is fantastic this year, isn't he? I mean,
he's off touchdown passes.
Honestly, I'm not a Seahawks fan, not a huge Russell Wilson fan either. But right now, he is the MVP
of the season so far.
In
terms of quarterback performance, no one's played better than Russell
No,
Wilson.
he is the NFC MVP right now. We had the Chargers at the Bucks.
This was a surprisingly high-scoring game. I didn't expect it to be that high of a scoring game.
The Chargers should have beat the Bucks. The Chargers Tampa Brady. He threw another pick six, but the Chargers just couldn't hold him. Just pulled the Chargers, couldn't pull it off at the end, and the Bucks won 38-31.
Well, do you think Tampa can build on that performance?
Yeah, I think they can. I think that they're still trying to find themselves as far as an offensive identity goes. I don't think they haven't found that yet. I don't know if they will 100% by the end of the year. They're definitely not the best team in the NFC right now. So whether they get better as the year goes, only time will tell.
Yep, only time will tell.
Right now, probably 3 or 4 teams, or 4 or 5 teams, are ahead of them in the NFC. And another 4 or 5 over. And they're probably maybe the 10th to 12th best team in the league right now. Not terrible, but not elite. So we'll just have to see how they do. We had the Ravens. Speaking of elite, we had the Ravens at the Washington Football Team Club team, whatever they are. Beat them 31-17. The Ravens needed a bounce back game,
and they did.
And they bounced back. Of course, it's good to have a team like Washington do bounce back against.
Because Washington is not a good football team.
No, they're not. So the Ravens won that pretty easily by 14 points. We had the Vikings at the Texans.
This loss for Houston was so bad they fired their head coach.
Oh, you see that? Oh, good. 0-4. Because their head coach was also their GM.
And their GM
got rid of Hopkins for a cheese sandwich.
And that cheese sandwich rotted over time.
And cost him his job. So we're going to see, rumors are Eric Bieniemy.
The O coordinator.
For the Chiefs. He is a hot commodity. So I would expect him to go rather quickly as probably the next...
the biggest hot pocket.
Hot pocket. He's the hot pocket right now. We had the Giants at the Rams. Man, that was a struggle game. 17-9.
Until one deep Cooper Kupp touchdown was all it needed for the Rams to really just...
That was their winning score, basically. It was 10-9 without that 60-yard touchdown pass to Kupp. But the Rams are still doing really, really good. They're finding ways to win.
3-1.
And then the Giants are finding ways to lose. It's like normal. Now, hey, next week, the Cowboys play the Giants. We'll see who can lose that one. Then we'll talk about it, man. We had the Colts at the Bears.
Defensive struggle that the Colts would win. Which is exactly what I thought was going to happen.
19-11. Nick Foles came in and didn't do very much better than
To be fair,
Trubisky.
the Colts defense is ranked in the top 5 in the NFL.
The Colts is one of the best defenses out there right now. The Colts defense is keeping them in game because it's not Phillip Rivers. It's their defense. Phillip Rivers is okay, but it's the defense.
But it's the D that's winning games.
It's
for
the
them.
defense. Yeah, we had the Bills at the Raiders. That was actually a really good game. 30-23. The Raiders are not that bad of a team.
Now I know why the Bills almost blew a lead the previous week, is that they were getting a little too conservative with the lead and late in the game.
I didn't notice that the Bills head coach is a little bit on the conservative. He doesn't have the killer instinct, does he?
That's one thing.
He's going to have to develop the killer instinct. The only time you quit scoring is when somebody makes you quit scoring. You don't just pull back and ease up and all that.
Nah, you got to go full throttle.
That worries me a little bit about the Bills, that they might pull up and in the wrong game and just get their butt kicked. So, but we'll keep a watch on them because they are very good. Josh Allen is going to be. Honestly, I had my doubts about him when he first came in as a rookie because he looked, but he's developed into a pretty darn good quarterback. So we will keep our eyes on the Bills. I do think they will be a playoff team. We had the Eagles at the 49ers.
Eagles pick up win number 1 of the season, mainly due to some key 49er turnovers.
Yeah.
49ers are clearly missing some of their big players.
Like 10 of them. 49ers are ravaged by injuries, but so are the Broncos. And the Broncos found a way to win. So, I mean, they're NFL players. Even if they're the second string, third string, they're good enough to be on an NFL team. They got to get up there, and the coach has got to coach them. They got to figure out how to win. 49ers didn't do it. 49ers have a lot of talent, though. When they get some of that talent back, towards the middle of the end of the year, they're going to break some people's hearts. They're going to beat some teams. Yep. They're going to beat some teams. Monday Night Football, we had 2 games. Now, we had one game postponed this week because of some positive COVIDs. That would be the Titans hosting the Steelers. So that one was postponed to week 7. So we will still get it. Those 2 teams just got buys this week. So, but we ended up having 2 Monday night games because we had one positive. Because we had one positive on the Patriots, which was their quarterback.
Which was very inconvenient.
It was very inconvenient. It's hard to go up and play the Chiefs when your quarterback, Cam Newton, can't play. So they would put in.
And the results were pretty fitting, honestly, because they went into Kansas City and lost.
Now, their defense held the Chiefs to check for a lot of the game.
Until the very last quarter.
And Mahomes just found a way to do it just like he always does. But they won 26-10. They won pretty easily, but it was a struggle of a game. So
if they had Cam there, actually, then that would have been a much closer affair.
That would have been a much closer affair. One that wasn't was the Falcons at the Packers. Aaron Rodgers just threw all over the field. He was. I actually heard him say earlier this week, somebody reported, he actually pretends sometimes that his mic is not working in his helmet so he could call his own plays.
That's pretty decent play caller.
He's not doing that. I mean, that's how much fun he's having right now. He knows the game that well.
The Falcons are really bad. Really, really bad. Mm-hmm. Their secondary is pretty
And
bad,
the Packers have a running game. Oh, my goodness. We can't say that enough. The Packers never have a running game. The Packers are minus their WR1 right now and still beating the crap out of everybody because they have a RB1, a very good running back.
That is scary, especially. I don't want to face the Packers right
Guess
now.
what? They face their wide receiver 1 and the wide receiver 2 both were out.
And they still kick the crap out
And
of
they
the
still won 30-16 because Aaron Rodgers is that good and Aaron Jones is that good. He's budding right now. He's going to be a fantastic running back. But that is a recap of Week 4. We'll go ahead and jump us into some Week 5. We got another exciting barn burner. Actually, this isn't too bad of a game. We got the Tampa Brady Buccaneers
with 3-1 record.
With a 3-1 record going to the Bears
with a 3-1
with
record.
a 3-1 record.
Nick Foles against Tom Brady, a matchup of the Super Bowl 52 a few years ago.
Yeah, I think the Bears are sort of in a little bit of a chaos right now.
Do you want to pick Tampa Brady?
I'm gonna pick the Tampa Brady Buccaneers.
What's up with that nickname?
It's just fun to say. The Tampa Brady Buccaneers. It's pretty funny. But I really do think the Bucs will get that game. Jumping into the Sunday games, we got, your 2-2 Panthers going to the 0-4 Falcons.
Are we gonna give me a gimme game here, Dad?
I don't know. The Falcons have looked decent, and then all of a sudden they suck. So I don't.
Isn't that the story of their whole franchise?
That is the story. That is the whole story of it. It is. I don't really know. The Falcons are at home, favored by 2.5. So basically, it's a pick'em game.
I want to pick Carolina.
I will
they
pick
look
Carolina.
better recently.
They are starting to look good. That Davis, their backup running back,
has filled in nicely.
I was worried about the backup running back, but man, he's pretty good.
He's filled up nicely.
And that Anderson, the rookie wide receiver,
catching passes.
He's pretty good. And Bridgewater came in as a quarterback. He's pretty good. So they're starting to gel a little bit. So yeah, I think I will go with them. I think I'll go with the Panthers there. Now this will be a good one. The Colts at the Browns.
The Browns have a challenge with that defensive front that Indy has because it's ranked in the top 5 in the league.
The Browns are on fire right now offensively. Landry's catching passes, Beckham's catching passes. They did lose Chubb, their number 1 running back. He will be out for about 6 weeks with a sprained knee.
It's Kareem Hunt
But Kareem Hunt, honestly, is almost about as good as Chubb. He's just not as bulky, but he's speedier. That's
a pick'em game.
That is a pick'em game. I'm going to go with the Browns, though. I'm
going to go with Cleveland?
I'm going to go that's 50-50. But I think Indy's actually favored by 1.5. I'll take the Browns plus 1.5. Just got a feeling. I don't know. We got the Giants at the Cowboys. If the Cowboys don't win this one, they need to pack it up, go ahead and cancel the season, and go back into the boardroom and figure out what the crap is wrong.
I know. This is a gimme win wrapped up in a package for you.
Yeah, they're favored by 9.5 points.
Against the 0-4 draft-hungry Giants.
Man.
This has got to be a Cowboy victory. I'm picking Dallas.
I'm picking Dallas, but honestly, I don't think they'll win by 9.5.
Because they've given you very little evidence.
No, they will give me very little evidence.
It's okay.
They only score points when they're behind by 20 in the fourth quarter.
And fantasy stat padding.
They pad the fantasy stats and lose the game. But hey, honestly, I would probably take the Giants plus 9.5. I don't think the Cowboys are going to beat them by 9.5. Because they just aren't that good this year. Their defense will give up 30 points to the lowly Giants, and we will win probably 37-30. Okay, let's go. Now, this may be the game of the week, the Bills at the Titans. Don't that sound good?
The Titans basically have a free bye week last week, so they've got extra time to prepare for Buffalo.
4-0 Buffalo at 3-0.
Somebody's going to take an L.
Somebody's going to take an L. And it's going to be exciting. This is truly a pick'em game.
And I'm going to say...
I'm taking the Titans.
I'm going to say Tennessee, too.
I'm going to say, yeah, because the Bills are...
looking very good in the first 3 quarters.
They're looking really good, but...
Yeah, And if they get that lead against Tennessee, Tennessee's got a good enough offense.
See, I think Tennessee will put up 42 if they can. I don't think they'll quit. And if the Bills get up 30-10, they might lay down and only score 7 points the whole rest of the game. So I'm gonna actually go with the Titans on this one. Straight up pick them. We got the Raiders at the Chiefs.
Chiefs.
The Raiders have looked pretty good, but no, Chiefs.
Not Kansas City level.
No, nowhere near Kansas City level. That will be a bit whooping. We had the Cardinals at the Jets. Cardinals. The Cardinals haven't looked good, but the Jets are
awful.
Horrible. They're so horrible.
I'm going to pick Arizona.
I think I'm going to pick Arizona's defense in my fantasy league this week. Because the Jets aren't going to score anything. They'll turn the ball over 3 or 4 times.
So because they're New York.
Because they're the Jets, yeah. Got the Eagles at the Steelers.
Steelers by their defense
by 2 weeks. They've had 2 weeks to rest.
The Steelers' defensive line against the Eagles' O-line, that's going to be a slaughter.
There'll be 12 sacks in this game, won't there? Man, that's hard. We got the Rams at the Washington Football Club team.
I want to pick the Rams.
I'm going to pick the Rams.
4th game of the year.
Yeah, I think they will too, and I think they'll win by 7+ points.
Washington's just too flawed to really be good this year.
This will be an interesting game, although I think the Ravens will probably win it pretty good. But the Bengals at the Ravens.
I'm gonna pick Baltimore.
I'll pick Baltimore too, but I think this will be a fun game. I think.
Joe Burrow's had a decent rookie season despite being behind a terrible offensive line.
And I'm looking for him to maybe take the next step too. He looked pretty good the last 2 games. He won the last game. I'm looking for him. Let's see a little click. T. Higgins, the rookie wide receiver out of Clemson, and Joe Burrow are starting to click a little bit. So if
they faced against each other in the national title game last year in college, and now they're teammates.
Now they're starting to click a little bit. So don't be surprised if you don't see a couple touchdowns to Higgins' way this week. Just think about that one. And we got Jaguars at the Texans. Somebody has to lose this.
And I think it's going to be Jacksonville.
I think
the Texans are going to win this game.
Yeah, they just got the coach fired. There'll be a rallying crowd. They actually may beat the crap out of Jacksonville. This may be a 15 to 20 point game, just
the
because
Texans have too much talent.
They got way too much talent, and the coach got fired. GM's gone, so it's rah rah rah. Let's prove we can do this. So yeah, I think Houston maybe rolls this week. Got the Dolphins at the 49ers.
49ers.
I think the 49ers, yeah.
They should bounce back after a loss to Philly.
I think they will too, and I think it'll be a pretty easy win too. Maybe not huge, but I think it'll be a pretty easy win. Broncos at the Patriots.
Patriots should bounce back.
They should. I don't know if they'll have Cam Newton back. Probably not, because he'll be on a 2-week
exempt list.
So he may be back. I don't know. It just depends on how quick they got him. But I am going to take the Patriots there. And then Sunday Night Football, Vikings at the Seahawks.
Seahawks by a country mile. You see that mile over there? That's where Seattle is.
Yeah, way over there, and Minnesota's over here still trying to figure out what's happening. And then Monday Night Football, Chargers at the Saints.
Saints.
Yeah, that'll be 7+ points too. That the Saints win that by. And again, I hope Michael Thomas is back. I would really like to see them at full speed.
They may get that way at the end of the year.
Because right now, honestly, the best team in the NFC is
Seattle,
and then the Packers probably.
Seattle and then Green Bay. Those are the two that stand out.
I'd like to see where New Orleans
stands between those two.
Fits in this. Are they up there with those two? Can they be right there? Because right now they're right there. They're like 1A and 2 is.
Yep.
There's no 1C, so we'll see. I'd like to see, but I think New Orleans will probably win this by 7+ points. And that's week 5. That's our recap of week 4 and our picks for week 5. We hope you had some fun. Leave a little note down the bottom. Tell us what you think.
Press the like
and
button and the subscribe
button and the groovy baby button.
Somewhere over my head.
It's over there somewhere.
Comment down below if you want to tell us anything about the games.
Yeah, holler at us. Yell at us. Something. All that. We'll see you next week.
See you next week.